As an unbelievably good caller of AFL football, Gary, I came to today's game excited because, of course, Hawthorn are taking on Richmond and a couple of my favourites involved. Firstly, Ruff, who's just commandeered the front page of the Record. I'm going to get to you later on that because I think that is extraordinary. A collage of photos and photos I can see that he's posed for, and he's taken his career down a very strange path, and I'm not sure where Ruff's at. But the disappointment on the other side of the equation is, I think, my all-time favourite. Little Jake the Push-Up King is not playing today. I think it's his last game out before he comes back with a hamstring, but selfishly we wanted him a part of the action Saturday afternoon.
Well, we wanted a clash between Push-Up and Ruff just to see if your head would blow up.
Well, and also because Ruff knows, and I've said this many times, Ruff knows when push comes to shove, you got to be able to back it up, Gary.
No, well, Ruff knows, having been ragdolled by Jake Melksham, he don't want to go near Jake King.
No. Anyway, let's welcome the great man, Push-Up. Welcome to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, boy.
So you can get around Ruff, and I know you're disappointed about not playing, because if you walk up to him, 100 kilos, red hair and sort of freckly complexion and that, he knows that you're bringing the heat. Push-Up.
Yeah, well, he is a big boy, though, so as you get a bit older, you realise you pick your mark, and I reckon he's a bit bigger than me.
No, but you saw last week Push-Up, old Jakey Melksham. We know he can go with his dukes up, but he just ragdolled him. Oh, Ruff, did you see it?
I did see it, so I actually enjoyed watching it.
And of course, size difference doesn't always matter with Push-Up either, because the great story we heard about down in the water at Port Melbourne with Big Cho, when you went one-on-one with him at waist deep,
yep,
and basically ended up after, how long was it, 2 minutes?
Oh, well, if you count the 30 seconds I had his head underwater for, so it probably would have been about 2 minutes, yeah.
It's my understanding, Gary, that after about 2 minutes, just total submission. Cho basically just had, Push-Up had his hair and head just pounding it into the water, and Big Cho just had nothing.
Oh, well, that does not surprise me, Jim.
We had Daniel Jackson in on the rush hour during the week, and he said that he quite often goes out for a coffee with Push-Up and a few of the other boys. And he said the interesting thing, this is what I love about the great man, he said Push-Up always pays.
Yes, hey, good.
Cash. Out it comes, he reckons. There's always a clip with sheets. I said, this is how the man rolls, Gary. This is what we love about him. It's a real presence in the Noble Park, of course, but now in the suburb of Richmond. Push-Up, answer me this. When you walk up Church Street, is there anywhere where the boys aren't just saying, Push-Up, in you come and leave the tab with us?
No, we've got a couple of places me and Jacko go to, but it works out that if the bill's anything over a pineapple, then, yeah, he looks at me and pretty much makes me shout. Considering he grew up in Camberwell, you'd think he'd have a couple of bucks, wouldn't you?
Is there anyone in the group Push-Up that, because we've had the Triple M tight ass team of the century, and that's already gone to print, so you can speak openly without worrying about putting anyone in. Is there anyone that is a little slow to perhaps get their hand in there?
Oh, definitely. The two biggest paid players at our club in Brett Delidio and Trent Cotchin.
I think Lids was in.
Absolutely horrible.
Trent Cotchin as well.
Koch,
the skipper.
Well, I actually used to pick Trent up from his house out in Wollert when he first got to the club, and used to chuck the learners up on my car, and he used to drive me in, used to help him out.
Here he's driving instructor.
I used to help him out a little bit. So,
and how many points did he rack up?
Well, let's just say from, I reckon, the time we left the driveway to the time we got to Punt Road, I don't remember anything because I was sleeping at the time, but you're allowed to do that back then.
I don't think you were. I don't think you were ever allowed to do that. Push-Up.
But I said to him, shout me a coffee one day, and that coffee still hasn't come, so...
Imagine the hours Push-Up was signing for. That was 7 hours behind the wheel. Koch got his 120 hours in a week.
Tyrone Vickery not playing, concussion last week, must have been a bad one, but really above the shoulders. Push-Up, what's that all about?
Oh, footy's changing these days, guys. I don't know whether they get concussed or faint, so there's a fine line between the two, isn't there?
He is your team, mate.
Yeah, well, if he got a haircut, maybe he'd see what's coming his way.
But the old man's pretty tough. Johnny,
yeah, well,
the
Johnny,
boxing coach.
He's got a jaw like a brick, so I don't know where Ty's got it. Must have got it from his mum or something. There's something not right with that.
Hey, Hey, push-up. The other one I want to ask you about is your man Dusty Martin. Now, I know you like the ink, and Gary, I've got no issue with ink if, again, you can back it up.
That's
So,
right, you ain't got any.
I've got not a skerrick anywhere.
Neither I.
But I look at the back of Dusty's fist there, and he's got some skull sort of set up. Is he running this past you, or is he just going his own way with the tats?
No, we had a good chat about the last couple that he had, and we sat down and worked out what he was going to get, and we spoke pretty open about it all, and then he went to Sydney and I wasn't up there, and surely enough he comes back and he goes, look what I got, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah. So
well, what's he doing with that?
Well, I think his dad took him in, saw a mate of his, and they wanted to get a tattoo, and as you do, you thought, well, let's get one on your hand.
This is extraordinary. What we are learning today is that the push-up not only is the super talented and star,
exactly.
He's a driving instructor,
yep,
and a tattoo designer.
That's it.
This is a wide-ranging role you've got down there. Who's it? Anyone
and chauffeur
and puts Fat Boy Harleys together, elite style.
Yeah, driving. Anyone looking for their licence down there at the moment, push up, that might want to just put some hours on their book?
No, all the boys have got it, so I get told to stay away from the young boys these days. Apparently there's a bit of hope for them, so...
And what about Jeep? Do they furnish you with a chariot as the main pin-up boy at Richmond?
No, I don't know what I can say about this. But, I don't actually have a Jeep. I have a friend of mine who looks after me with cars. So, by the name of Cam Deutsch. So
that's all we need. Nothing more.
That's it. I would have thought in this town, Gary.
Clean plates, that's it, Jim.
If you're the push-up king, you're driving around in a car that you don't need to worry about petrol, rego, any servicing. You just drive it and then hand it back at the end.
That's it.
Now, listen, mate, it's great to see you. Good luck. A big day for your club, but also a big 5 or 6 weeks. We can't wait.
No, thanks for having me, boys. It's been good.